like honey.
Hello and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. I'm so glad you're here. Today's video is going to be a fun one. I am redoing this mirror that I took off of my son's dresser when I redid his room. And when I originally took it off, I just knew I had something in mind that I wanted to do with it. And I'm so excited to finally getting around to finishing it. And I just love the way that it turned out. I am trying to go with more farmhouse style in my house. So I think that this mirror turned out perfect with what I was going for. And I am just using this little sponge that I got at the Dollar Tree. I was going to use like a regular paintbrush, but I figured this would give it more of that rustic feel, and it definitely did. And obviously, like if you want to go with more of a clean look, you could do more coats of paint, but I only had to do one ish. Like it was like 1.5 because I went over certain spots depending on how I wanted it to look. And yeah, you can see it's just giving it those like farmhouse looking strokes, and I just love the way that it looks with the sponge. And I did have to keep switching out the sponge just because they were from the Dollar Tree, so they weren't the best, but they did get the job done. And then the paint that I'm using is just sample paint that I picked up at Lowe's. It's the ones that you can get for like the sample colors, and it was the perfect color that I needed, so I just picked that up for like $4. So this was a very inexpensive project. And then I did lightly sand this with a little sanding block, but somehow I lost that footage. But I did want to let you know that I did sand it a little bit first before I went ahead and painted it.
Say you think about me because I'm starting to doubt we will find our way back to each other when you're on the other side of the world. I'm here and I'm waiting, but I know I can't say that we didn't end it for good reason. Still I'm hoping we'll be meeting soon. Everybody needs some time to figure themselves out, but I want you close, and I still have hope. I'm waiting every day for you to come back and tell me we can work it out, forget about the past. Now time moves slow, I'm not high or low, no, I'm somewhere in the middle and a little bit messed up, 'cause without you
I am super impatient, so I didn't tape off the mirror. So I just went through and wiped it off with a paper towel. The paint came off very easily, but if you want to tape it off, that way you have cleaner edges, and then you don't have to go back through and wash off the mirror. That would probably be a lot smarter, but I was just super impatient and I didn't feel like taping that off. So now I'm just painting the sides, and I just propped it up on the wall. And then to get certain strokes, I took the brush and turned it sideways and then just kind of like ran it along there. And then this piece of wood we just picked up at Lowe's in the like unfinished wood section. And originally I was just going to buy a shelf that was already done, but I really had a certain look in mind. So I just went and picked up this piece of wood, and then I'm just staining it. And then you'll see I switched to the t-shirt. That definitely made it a lot better. My husband cut up one of his old t-shirts and gave to me so that I can use it on this wood. And I just love the way that it turned out because you can still see the wood grain through it. It had like some natural, just like distress to it, and that just made it look so good once I put the stain on.
I'm feeling so lonely when you never phone me. I put your picture on my windowsill to make myself feel alright, but I knew it would not be easy spending time apart, and I almost can't believe it. Believe that you're gone, and I don't think this will get better until you come around. I guess that everybody needs some time to figure themselves.
So this was definitely the most time-consuming part. We both got so tired doing this. If you have a power saw, that would be so much better, but unfortunately, Travis doesn't have one. In Ohio, I could just go to my dad if I needed a tool, but since we're in Florida now, we had to use this little hand saw and it took forever. And yeah, we eventually got it done. So Travis needs to really get some power tools. So then we just took this palm sander and just sanded out any of the rough edges. That way the wood would sit on there flush as a shelf.
And I still have hope. I'm waiting every day for you to come back and tell me we can work it out. Forget about the past. Now time moves slow. I'm not high or low. No, I'm somewhere in the middle and a little bit messed up. 'Cause without you, everything stops.
Alright, so to attach this to the mirror, we just took some L brackets. Well, Travis took these L brackets and just drilled them into the piece of wood that I'm using as a shelf. That way we can attach it to the mirror and it will be sturdy.
But I want you close, and I still have hope. I'm waiting every day for you to come back and tell me we can work it out. Forget about the past. Now time moves slow. I'm not high or low. No, I'm somewhere in the middle and a little bit messed up. 'Cause without you, everything stops. Without you, everything stops.
Alright, so now to attach the shelf to the back of the mirror, and we are just using the L brackets to attach that. So there was a screw there from when it was attached to the dresser, so he just took that one out and it ended up being in the perfect spot for the first L bracket, and then he will just go through and screw the rest of them in. That way it is nice and sturdy.
Wonder if you think about me like I think of you. Wonder if you dream the way I do. When you look at clouds, do you see faces as I do? Do you get caught by your own thoughts like I do? Wonder what would happen if I showed these words to you. Wonder if you laugh at my simple poetry.
Here you can see where he had to drill an extra hole into the L bracket. That way there was 2 screws holding it into the mirror rather than just the one, and that definitely made it a lot more sturdy.
That you would like to be my friend. 'Cause you got something that my heart just can't ignore, that I've never felt before. And if you go, I wanna go there with you. Sometimes see you staring.
Alright, so here we're just measuring out to see where we want to put the hooks that are going to hang it on the wall. I picked up this little pack of hooks at Lowe's for like $4, so very inexpensive.
Wonder if you think about escaping. Or do you like the way the sun is dancing?
Right here, he's just trying to find a stud in the wall because, you know, the last thing we want is to hang this up and then it just falls and shatters on the tile. So we just found some studs. That way we knew that it was going to stay up on the wall because this thing was heavy. Once we put the shelf and everything on there, the mirror itself was heavy, and then once we added more onto it, it was super, super heavy.
That my heart just can't ignore, that I've never felt before. And if you go.
Alright, so now that we have it up on the wall, I'm going to take a few spots and just sand those out to give it more of that rustic feel. And you don't have to do this, but there was a few spots that I think that the paint was just too like clean looking, if that makes any sense. So I just wanted to go through and sand those out to give it more of a rustic farmhouse feel.
We're not supposed to be as close as I wanna be, but if you go, I wanna go there with you. Yes, if you go, I wanna go there with you.
Alright, so now to put the finishing touches, I'm just wiping off the mirror really quick and then getting any paint off of there that I didn't get off earlier, and then just getting any of the dust that fell from when I sanded it. Then I'm going to go ahead and put some decorations on the shelf. These are just things that I had laying around the house. You've seen these flowers if you've watched previous videos. They were on the entryway table, so I just moved those over here. I thought they looked so much better with this farmhouse inspired mirror. So I just kind of like played around with the decorations until I had exactly what I wanted. And I hope that you enjoyed this DIY farmhouse inspired mirror, and let me know in the comments, what is your decor style? Are you more on the glam side? Do you like the rustic? I feel like I'm more in between. I love like the glam decor, but I would rather have like a farmhouse, cozy, but kind of mix in a little bit glam. Let me know what your style is in the comments. And I just want to thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.
You are like gold dust over me, just like an angel setting me free. Where are you now? Do you feel safe? I don't need an answer, just need some space.